Coach, what challenges did Missouri present defensively, or did you feel like there were shots that you guys have made a lot this year that didn't go in?
We're struggling right now, so I think everything kind of magnifies with that. But I think I didn't think we played great winning basketball when we got down like 7 or 8. I thought we self-destructed. They got into bonus fast because of Mitchell, and then Grill's coming up, and our center just reaches out and karate chops him. That's 2 points. We didn't want to get behind in the press. They throw it up, we hold. They throw it up, get a long dunk, then they come down and we push. I mean, literally, we just kept on having silly fouls when we did that. It was a combination of we did miss some shots. They do a good job defensively. They pressure you. They turn you over. I thought Duke Miles played really well from the guard spot from us, but I don't think we got great playmaking ability. Our other 3-point guards had a combined 1 assist. And, it's a combination of their length, effort, athleticism. They're constantly denying you, going for turnovers. And I thought it affected our guards.
Coach, Kaleb Grill obviously poses a big threat from behind the 3-point line, but when he was driving and cutting in that first half, it was effective. How big of a threat does he pose if he's able to do all that?
You all got to be aware of him. And what I respect about Kaleb is how hard he works without the ball. If you're denying him, he back cuts. He doesn't stay. He just doesn't stand on the perimeter. He works. In the second half, he got 2 really good baskets. They set a flare and then they re-screened the flare, and that just takes a lot of work. He constantly working. He drew fouls. He came off it, hit Mitchell on a bounce pass, hit a 3 on that, and he poses a huge problem because he not only can shoot it, but he works so hard. He can cut. He can drive. He's so physical offensively that he can draw fouls, and then he makes free throws. So I thought he poses a huge threat on all those areas I just said.
Coach, you mentioned kind of the lack of playmaking out of your guards.
Yeah.
What makes it difficult to move the ball against a Missouri defense?
Well, they can switch in all the positions. I mean, Mitchell can take your point guard and stay in front of him. That's unique. When you got a guy with that length and size, they got great positional size. That's what I've said to my staff for 3 days scouting Missouri. They got great positional size. From Perkins to all of them, Grill, they're all positionally, they're very long. And I think that makes him such a threat on both sides.
Coach, Armin and Dennis faced off against each other across the sidelines for the 3rd time tonight. Can you speak to what you know about the relationship between those two and what it may have meant for him to face off against his brothers?
So I've known them both for a long time because I'm from Chicago as well. So I've known the Gates family, and they're everything what you want to be about. They're both competitors. They're both, superstars in his profession. Armand was on my first staff at Loyola, and I knew Dennis long time as an assistant. And just A+ people, A+ coaches. Armand's going to get his shot as well coming up, but they're competitors, and but what I love is it's from what you see from there's a great love between the 2 brothers. They're competitive as hell, but there's a great love within family for those 2.
Coach, you guys were pretty relentless in going after Mizzou's inbounds passes and trying to just deny some of those plays. Did you get the level of disruption you wanted to like some of those? Yeah,
we were trying. I mean, we were trying to cause some turnovers and just try to muster up offense right now. When you're going through a 3-game skid and it's I got to put it in perspective because I know how my guts are hurting because we're not playing good basketball, but it also is Auburn, Tennessee, and Missouri, 3 of the top 12 teams in the country. So we're trying to muster up some offense anywhere we can get it when we're in this kind of slide. So we were trying to muster up some turnovers through out-of-bounds plays, through presses, through dead balls. And I thought we did a good job of it overall. It was really hard for us to convert anything with the shooting percentage we shot.
Coach, obviously, this is more of a big picture question, but Jeremiah has a lot of room to grow. Still very young. Where do you think he can excel on nights like tonight where he's struggling to score?
Yeah, it's a growth process for us, and I can't tell you how good of a future he has, how good behind the scenes he is. Not entitled, he watches film, but we've Perkins, the 5th-year senior, been in a million wars in the Big Ten. You know, you go down the list, everybody in the SEC. We just was with, you know, you look at Mark Sears, you look at Wade Taylor, you look at Zeke Ziegler. You're talking about fifth-year, high-level point guards. We're playing with a young man who should be a senior in high school. So there's a growth curve with that. And with that said, he's doing what he can. We're trying to help him through. But, you know, you're seeing some of these older, bigger SEC guards. And we got to help him through it. And his preparation for these 2 days were awesome. It's just, he struggled.
Coach, when you're going through a skid, like you said,
Mhm.
what does Missouri do so well to amplify that? What is the core of this team?
Yeah.
to amplify
So they shoot it and they shoot it quick. So you really got to be aware of the three-point line. In their wins, they're making like 12 threes. So we were really trying to take away the three, but we sent them to the foul line so much with that. So, but I really think I really feel they're a team that can make a deep, deep run. And I've said that because I know what a Final Four looks like. They're very good on both sides. I think they pose really tough problems defensively because they're constantly turning you over with their positional size, their effort, their relentlessness. But when you got that many guys that can shoot it, you know, we had to make a decision if you're single covering Mitchell or not. And he made us pay. You know, we held him to 4 threes, but we got the other areas of the game we really struggled. You know, guarding the ball and guarding Mitchell one-on-one and sending him to the foul line 35 times. But they when you shoot the ball and that kind of with that the way they do, it's they got shooters everywhere and they play really, really hard.
Coach, as your team is trying to get out of this skid, what would you like to see more of going forward from your team?
That's a really wide question. There's a lot there's a lot that I want to see more from them. I mean, better winning basketball. I thought we self-destructed. I mean, literally, the 2 mistakes against the press, the 2 ill-advised fouls that when they're in double bonus already, and you know 2 lane violations. But we've got to get some confidence. You know, we just here's a perspective about where we are and how good this league is. We were 13-0 in non-conference. We beat Arizona. We were one or two in the Big 12. Michigan's 1 in the Big 10, and Louisville's 2 in the ACC. We've beaten all the top teams in the power. You get in this league, and it's a monster. So we're a good team. We're hitting a skid. What I'd like to see is we need a win to get our confidence back, to get our mojo back, to get something on the board with it. But to do that, we've got to string some better offense. To be honest with you, we're not really shooting it and scoring it and passing it really well right now. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.